So today, students, we are going to discuss about the title of the paper, Livelihood and Sustainability Development. How we can discuss about the sustainable development in livelihood pattern. My name is Jyoti Talukdar, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Bikani College, Tripura. Mail ID jytitalukdar7@gmail.com. Contact number 6000841-870. So now I am going to discuss about the introduction of the paper. At first, we are going to explain the introduction form. So, what do you mean by livelihood? Actually, livelihood defines simply as earning to sustain life in the society. So, every individual has to earn something for survival livelihood up to their own living standard. There are so many classes of people in the society maintaining different kinds of lifestyles of varied earning sources to run their families. To define sustainable livelihood, it can be stated as the maintenance of long-term resources without hampering future generations of their needs. Nature is like our God, who provides full resources, not to use them in a luxurious level, but to fulfill our necessity in our need level of life. In this regard, there is a far and foremost necessity of possessing livelihood strategies to sustain own lives. The people who are conscious to use the environment inputs provided by the nature only can escape the resources for future generations' need. Although very often people are using God-given resources in a neglected as well as expensive way, many people are seen that without knowing their needs, they are following a costly and luxurious life, having no earning skill of development and having no knowledge of sustainable livelihood. They are not, however, concerned about what they need and how they are to follow their lives. The main non-renewable resources which are provided by the nature, as for example, water, air, soil, forest resources are consumed by the people to maintain up-to-date level of human lifestyle. Nowadays, it is observed that every societal individual is in a competitive level of lifestyle, ignoring their sustainable livelihood criteria. Assam is one of the richest states in the northeast region, which is full of environmental resources that all people can enjoy their necessity in their own existence of lives. To speak the truth, sustainability means the enhancement of productivity of resources on a long-term life basis. The process through which the quality of human lives improve is known as the development. There are three important aspects of development process, mainly raising people, living levels and consumption level of food, medical services and education through relief and growth processes, creating conditions for conductive growth of people's self-esteem through the establishment of social, political system and institution which promotes human dignity and respect. Thirdly, increasing people's freedom to choose by enlarging the range of their choice variables, as for example, varieties of goods, services, and now we are going to discuss about the legal framework in livelihood. So here, the Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986, this act prohibits employment of children below 14 years of age in certain occupations and processes and provides for regulation of employment of children in all other occupations and processes. Employment of child labor is prohibited in building and construction industry. The Building and Other Construction Workers Regulation of Employment and Condition of Services Act 1996. All the establishment who carry in a building or other construction work and employ 10 or more workers are covered under this act, and the employer of the establishment is required to provide safety and other welfare measures such as canteens, first aid facilities, ambulance, housing accommodation for workers near the workplace. So like this, Women Constitution Act, there are so many acts before this. 1923, the act provides for compensation in case of injury by accident arising out of and during the course of employment. Factories Act 1948, the act lays down the procedure for approval of plans before setting up a factory, health and safety provisions, welfare provisions, working hours, and rendering information regarding accidents and dangerous occurrences to design authorities. So here we are going to discuss now the review of literature. The sustainable livelihood approach analyzes the livelihood resources used, the livelihood activities that takes place under the influence of external contents and the impact of institutions and policies, at the same time consider the livelihood outcomes achieved. Several representative sustainable livelihood frameworks has been developed by Scons 1998. After all, the sustainable livelihood approach describe how people